Welcome to Chapman News at 5:30. I'm Andrew Gabell.
And I'm Molly Pearson. Coming up, we have really big telescopes, prostitution, and Obama. But first, an update for you from last week's news on the graffiti artists. A 14-year-old boy from Anaheim died just a few hours after he fell off the trunk of his sister's car and hit his head on the pavement. He was not caught in the act of tagging, but there was fresh paint in this area that indicated tagging had been going on moments before his death. Police are looking into whether someone is at fault.
Well, you know what they say, pimpin' ain't easy. In fact, in some cases, it will get you hard time. A woman in Los Angeles was sentenced to 2 years in jail after she was busted for running a prostitution ring in October of last year. The woman used Craigslist to lure the Johns with an ad that read, "Hottie Asian girls waiting for you, 1 hour, 160 roses for your good time. Open 11 a.m. until 2 a.m. Those hours are better than Best Buy. Police found cold hard cash in the apartment as well as unused condoms in a container in the fridge. Molly?
A police officer running after a group of suspected burglars early Tuesday shot and killed an innocent 20-year-old man named Julian Alexander. Alexander jumped a fence on his side yard around 1:30 a.m. to investigate some sketchy noises produced by the suspects. His choice of weapon was a broomstick used to defend his pregnant wife and in-laws. Alexander was innocent of anything that the officer thought was going on in that neighborhood, said Anaheim Police Chief John Welter. The officer responsible for the shooting was a 10-year-old veteran of the Anaheim Department, is now on paid leave while the district attorney investigates the shooting.
The Anaheim City Council will meet tonight to vote on whether workers at foot massage parlors need to be licensed. Police claim that these parlors can possibly hide prostitution rings. On one side of the issue is Councilwoman Lucille Kring, who believes that it is wrong that pedicurists can massage up to the knee, while foot reflexologists have to stay below the ankle. The police are worried that having unlicensed workers in these parlors would lead to massages being given in illegal massage areas. The vote happens tonight. Molly?
After 8 years of production, New Mexico astronomers have finally finished the most comprehensive map of the heavens ever produced. The Sloan Digital Sky Survey is a 3D model of the universe, helping to confirm the existence of dark energy, the force believed to be causing the universe's expansion. The Sloan telescope is 7 feet long and 100 miles from the nearest big city.
Well, a federal judge has thrown out a lawsuit challenging Barack Obama's qualifications to be president. A lawyer in Philadelphia argued that Obama was not a citizen of the United States and therefore was not qualified to be president. The lawyer asserted that Obama is either a citizen of his father's native Kenya country or became a citizen of Indonesia after he moved there as a boy. Obama was born in Hawaii and to an American mother. The judge ruled that the lawyer lacked the standing to bring the case. And that brings us to another important case, Proposition 8. In the studio tonight, we have Brett Barbary joining us. He's a staunch Republican reporter, or supporter, rather, not reporter.
Sure,
you can do both,
not?
I suppose, and a campaign manager.
Yes.
And so let me get this right.
Sure.
So yes on Proposition 8 means that you want gay marriage to not be legal anymore, and
Correct.
you want the Constitution to be changed.
No, actually not changed. It's to put in 2000, 61% of Californians voted. They thought they were outlawing gay marriage and just reaffirming what has been the standard in society for over 2,000 years, which is marriage is between a man and a woman. And 4 activist judges on the Supreme Court said, well, no, that's not in the Constitution, so we're going to overturn that statutory decision of the people. So this is just taking those 14 words and putting it into the Constitution so a judge can't overturn the will of the people again.
It's not in the Constitution right now. It'd be an add-on.
Well, it's, judges have ways of seeing things that aren't there or not seeing things that are there. And this is a situation where they said, well, it's not in the Constitution, so we can overrule the will of the people, which I think is wrong. But we're going ahead and we put it back on the ballot, and I believe the voters will approve it.
So is this something that's going to be pretty much going on the ballots for the rest of eternity, or once we vote on it, will it be dead and buried?
Well, once it's in the Constitution, you have to do a constitutional amendment to take it out. So, maybe 20, 30 years from now, it'll be taken out, but somehow I doubt that.
And are there economic ramifications for either passing or not passing Prop 8?
I don't think there are really economic ramifications one way or the other. You have a bunch of lawyers that'll make a lot of money if it does pass. If it doesn't pass, you'll have lawyers that'll make a lot of money as well litigating this. You're going to have churches that'll be sued for not performing gay marriages. The whole issue comes down to, it's been argued that it's a civil right or a human right, but that suggests that there can be no limits on marriage whatsoever. So right now, you can't marry your sister, you can't marry your brother, you can't have more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 wives. So there is a limit to marriage, and society has a right to put a limit on marriage. Historically, it's been between a man and a woman, and so we're just going back to that, codifying that.
Right. So would common law gay unions no longer be recognized, or are they recognized even right now?
They're recognized today, and they wouldn't be changed at all.
They wouldn't be changed. They would still. They just wouldn't be
legally. Domestic partnership is there. You know, the arguments they throw out, I can't visit, you know, I couldn't, you know, visit my gay spouse in the hospital. That's not true. When you write up your will, you can leave everything you want to whoever you want. You can assign benefits through a life insurance policy to anybody. You can make anybody, you know, give them power of attorney over your life. So none of that changes. That's Family Code 297.5, and that wouldn't change at all.
Okay. So would this, what was that code again?
Yeah, it's in the Family Code. It's right below the knee, you know.
Right, exactly.
It's 297.5.
So if this does not pass, is it then a slippery slope in which maybe possibly we'll be able to start marrying animals or having multiple wives?
Well, you know, I would have, you know, assumed that question would come from Andrew, but no. I mean, actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to argue that. But it's basically saying there are no standards in who can and can't get married, because if you can, you know, break centuries and centuries of tradition and history, every organized religion in the world affirms only a marriage between a man and a woman. If you start going down that path, yeah, who knows where it could end up.
Do you think this is more an issue of semantics than, I mean, anything? Because it's just trying to get those words in the Constitution, which obviously have meaning, but...
Well, no, we're forced to do that because, once again, the Supreme Court overturned the will of the people. You know, in 1986, probably before... Well, I don't know if you were born.
I was just born.
Yeah, you were just born. 1986.
I wasn't.
We actually recalled the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, who was appointed by Jerry Brown, who's now the Attorney General. He had appointed a gal named Rosebird. She was thrown off the court along with 2 of her colleagues for making decisions like this. So my guess is this is going to pass. We won't have to go through overturning and kicking out those justices. But, you know, one never knows.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank
we'll
you.
just see what happens on November 4th.
Thanks for all the entertaining stories.
Yeah, no problem. More to come.
Coming up this week, we're going to have more of the same weather Orange County has been having for the past 9 years. Heat followed by more heat. The rest of the week will have lows of 81 and highs of 82. The weekend will be roughly 84 degrees. We'll probably feel more like 95. So it's the perfect time to invest in a plane ticket to Alaska or a bathing suit.
Well, one place they aren't going to be wearing bathing suits is Philadelphia. Yes, that's right. Big news out of Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Phillies have beaten the Tampa Bay Rays to win the World Series. That's right, it's already happened. This is the first title in Philadelphia in the last quarter century, and that's 25 years for those of you counting at home. It all started over the weekend as Philly teams cleaned up, starting with a thrilling overtime win by the Flyers on Saturday, followed by a Game 3 win by the Phillies, followed by an Eagles win on Sunday morning, followed by another Phillies win that night, and all culminating with the Flyers win last night and a World Championship tonight for the Phillies. And that is sports, at least for Philly fans.
Speaking of Phillies, a miniature horse has been given a second chance, or rather a second eye. Buck, a miniature horse from Lawton, Oklahoma, was kicked in the face by his mother, ouch, and lost his eye when he was only 9 days old. Jeff Vet Hammond tried surgery, but when that didn't work, he called for a prosthetic eye to be made. And...
Wow, yeah, that prosthetic eye. I think
and it seems to him that he'll be able to continue his show career in the fashion that they had bred him for originally. The $3,000 investment will be no problem if he can make that money back on the show circuit.
Excellent story, Molly. Well, speaking of accidents, a flyer sent out by Michigan Democrats featuring a photo of Barack Obama urging voters to submit an absentee ballot application included a telephone number connecting callers to a phone sex hotline. Now, while the spokeswoman for the Democratic Party claims that the number was a typo, she did admit that it was a strange coincidence that when the number was spelled out, it became 1-800-Obama's balls. Well, we are getting kicked off the air now, so thanks for watching. I'm Andrew Gabel.
And I'm Molly Pearson.
See you on the streets.